Morning, everybody. Oh, geez, I don't even know what time it is. Probably about 7 o'clock on the 20th of May. Um, I went to bed around 10:30 last night, and I had a pretty okay sleep. Um, it was interrupted, but a couple of times I had to get up because my legs are really sore. I guess the side effects of chemo are you get bone pain and muscle pain, like muscle cramping. Sometimes it's sporadic, sometimes it's continuous, and I had continuous and sporadic. Um, Up and down both legs. It'd be like down one leg for like half an hour and then down the other leg into the hips, into the back a little bit, right where the radiation was in my back, around my ribs and stuff like that. Uh, Nothing in my hands and my arms yet, which is okay. Excuse me. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but it seems like the largest extremity would be your legs, I would think. And that's what seems to be happening. It's like neuropathy. I was experiencing that before I had chemo due to my diabetes. And I think I explained it before. It's hard to explain, but it's like your skin is very, very sensitive. I The way I feel is if I would to dip them into ice water, it would be like a blessing. So I have a cooling blanket that I have upstairs. It's just my comforter. It's the fabric that's on it. It's if I have a sheet on, it keeps me warm. But if I get a little bit of the neuropathy, I just kind of put my leg on top of my comforter. It's almost like not a satin, but a slippery surface kind of thing. It's hard to explain. I can't even think of what it would be. Anyway, that seems to help. Last night that didn't. It helped a little wee bit, but not too much. We went out and got some Claritin because I was told if you use Claritin, it helps. And I think it did ease it, but didn't take away the whole pain because I was experiencing it all night. And it kept waking me up a few times, but I managed to sleep pretty good. As you can see, I mean, I think my bags are starting to get a little bit better. I'm very poofy in the face today because I think of the way I'm sleeping or lying here on the couch. However, when I did wake up this morning, and it's so weird, the mind is a really weird place. It's so wide, and anyway, excuse me. I was lying on my back when I woke up, and it's like I'm totally sprawled out over the bed because you have to try and find a comfortable spot where the pain stops. And then you stop, and you're just like, okay. And I noticed I said in my head, wow, I haven't been coughing a whole big bunch. This is great. And sure enough, you say it, and then you cough. And it's like, oh. I coughed up some phlegm, and I'm like going, oh, that's not good. Sure enough, full of blood. So I had a really good coughing fit this morning, and I coughed up quite a bit of blood. Oh, that sounds bad. I'm exaggerating. It wasn't quite a bit. A lot more than I have in the past. I'm sorry. I have to keep moving because it's like I call them Jimmy legs. It's like restless leg syndrome, but I think it is. I don't know, but it's extremely. If I keep moving my legs, it's like I can't stop. It's like Jimmy legs. I don't know how else to call them. Anyway, you're trying to find a comfortable spot, or someone could just grab your legs and stretch them and stretch out all the muscles. Because what's happening is that the chemo is taking all the magnesium and potassium out of my muscles. And they're starting to spasm. And it's not pleasant. That's where the tonic water is supposed to come in, but I haven't been able to have any. I'm waiting for it to kind of flatten out because it's carbonated, and I'm not supposed to have anything carbonated with the burning of my esophagus and stuff, because that would make it worse. Oh, I tell you, hey, So the Claritin's supposed to actually help because there's magnesium or something, or potassium and magnesium in the Claritin. Sorry, getting a cramp and it really hurts. Oh man. Yeah. Anyway, sometimes they don't last too long. Like that one wasn't too bad. I wonder if I've never had a child, but I wonder if this is what a contraction would feel like. Except for I'm having them in my legs. Wow, drugs. I thought, yeah, I can see why people who childbirth can't do it naturally because holy God. Can tell when I'm going into one of these things, I just kind of stop for a minute, just breathe, breathe, breathe. But that doesn't even really seem to help. Excuse me. So I'm a little bit wheezy today. I'm not too concerned about the coughing up the blood because that is side effect. God, don't you hate side effects? Jeez, man. It's a side effect of the radiation and the chemo together, working together. That also like the inflammation and stuff. The chemo usually makes the radiation worse, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not too concerned because if it was happening all the time, then yes, I would definitely be going up to Emerge and saying, hey, I'm like coughing up, a cup of blood. But it wasn't a cup of blood. It was a little bit more than what I have in the past. And at first I was like, oh, God. But then it's like, yeah, it stopped. You can taste it. Like you cough and you have that blood in the back of your throat and you're like, okay, yep, it's happening. So I just kind of hork it up, try and get rid of it. And it actually felt better, that ball. It almost felt, I don't know if it's in my head or not, because I just want that ball to be gone so I can swallow properly. But it almost felt like I would cough up the blood and the ball would get smaller. It was stupid. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, I can still feel it. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. So I'm hoping that's a really good thing. I did have some toast this morning. That's my only carb I have for the day. I'm starting to go on my really good cancer diet. I didn't want to shock my body too much because it is going through quite a bit right now. So I didn't want to stop my whole diet and change it, like flip it in a day, because I think that my body would be like, okay, what are you doing? Like I'm already spazzing out. So please don't do anything too weird to me. So I'm slowly getting back into the new diet. Like it's kind of almost like a cleansing diet. Lots of plant-based, a little bit. I had a little bit of chicken, like I said last night, and fermented stuff like sauerkraut or cabbage. Cabbage is supposed to be really, really good. Sprouts and stuff. I'm learning about sprouts and thinking about how to do sprouts in a mason jar because we have mason jars because Rich likes to can. Excuse my wheezing, but I can't help it. So I'm learning about all that kind of stuff, which is really kind of cool. I don't feel as overwhelmed as I did the other night. Like I said, I've decided to kind of take a step back and just slow it down. Everything's been coming at us so fast. And, it's been 3 months of not very good news with Rich's mom passing away. And we're still grieving. We'll be grieving that for a very long time because we went from that into this shit. And, it's life. You have to deal with it as it comes. But I miss his mom. I'll probably get upset. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I miss mom quite a bit. Going through this stuff when I went through it last time, and she was there, and it just helped ease it a bit, So I like to think that she's here with me some days, through the tough times and stuff, because she was like that. she'd phone me up and we'd just talk and stuff. And I still talk to her now. But, oh, I just love to hear her voice. Anyway, sorry. I shouldn't apologize for grieving someone that you care about. But, excuse me, I think it's a Canadian way. We're just constantly saying sorry. Because we don't want to put our bad feelings, or at least I don't want to put my bad feelings onto someone else and make them feel sad or anything like that. But it's real. And I've said right from the beginning of this whole journey 2 years ago that this would be a no holds bar. It would be real, and it is real. And you've seen a lot of the negative stuff because it's still very new to me. I'm still dealing with the daily stuff, and it's like I said, everything's coming at you like 180 miles an hour, but now I'm kind of stepping back a little bit and saying, hey, okay, we need to do this because mentally you're going to go insane and you're going to lose that positiveness and you'll become negative if it's too much. So I just report what's going on with me on a daily basis. So you guys are all here with me through the journey too, and I can feel you. I can feel the love and the support around me, and I love it. I appreciate it. I don't have a lot of people here in Ottawa, not like I did when I lived back home. I miss also, you guys can't come see me in the hospital, or you can't come see me here or whatever because of, I'm going to be, my white blood cell count's going to be down. And so anyway, it's just my way of letting you guys in and being here with me. And it helps me. If you watch, you watch. If you don't, you don't. But it's just kind of nice to have you guys here with me. It's a great support system. And I just want you guys to know how much I really, really appreciate you. I'm very emotional. This whole journey is so emotional. Today I see the sun's come out. It was raining last night in the middle of the night. It was actually kind of nice. I had my window open and I heard the rain coming down. And, for once when I was having the jimmy leg or the muscle spasms happening, it was kind of comforting to hear that. I don't have to get up and walk to work in it anymore. So I'm happy about that. But it's sunny right now. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of stuff today. The condo board got me some marigolds, and I'd like to plant those in. One of our board members, Marianne, said she'd come over and plant them for me, which is very sweet of her. But I'd kind of like to, maybe we could do it together or something. I'd like to do it myself too, but I have to put on, because I know my white blood cell count's going to be starting to drop. Well, it already has, but I have to wear like rubber gloves when I go out into the garden now. And wear a mask in case, I'm messy gardener. All over my face, everything. So I have to wear a mask so that stuff doesn't, fly into my nose or in my mouth. And, if there's cat pee or poop or bug stuff, yeah, can't have that enter me. That wouldn't be good. Gosh, I am getting moon face already. God, this is normal. Maybe it's the way I'm sleeping. I feel like this part of my head is like really thin and this is like really big. God, might be the way I'm like, because I'm so fat. Whatever. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's sunny. So anyway, I keep repeating myself because I'm just bored. I am bored. Oh, and I'm going to maybe work on that hair piece thing. Hair hasn't started to fall out yet, see? So I'm waiting for that. They said it could happen anytime now. Said usually, no, they said, sorry, that's a lie. The doctor said it would be between the second and third round. Yes. But I've talked to other people who are on the same dosage and everything of chemo as I am, the same regimen, and it's happened. They'll say your first round near the end of your first round. So the way it works is your first round is your first day of chemo. So that was on Thursday. And then the whole round is the next 3 weeks because my chemo is every 3 weeks, once every 3 weeks for 6 hours, but 4 hours. We'll see next time how long it takes. But So by the end of your first round, which would be my 3rd week, my hair will start to fall out. So that's what is happening. I belong to a couple of forums of people who actually have uterine cancer or endometrial cancer. Some people it's metastasized to their lungs or other parts of their organs. So it's nice to talk to these ladies and have someone who can absolutely totally relate to what you're going through. And some of them have gone through it and living quite a long time, and it would start in like the lung. They go through treatment, everything would shrink. It never goes away, just so you know. That's what, oh, Poofer Jones wants to go out, but I'll be quick. 15 minutes, yeah, I'll be quick. So it will never go away. I'll always have cancer, but we know that. We discussed that. So anyway, but it's nice to talk to these ladies and you get some insight, like, 8 years down the road, they're still around. And that gives me hope, because usually like all the statistics and stuff are saying like, after treatment, if it's good and I respond well, like 2 years, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to beat that. When I talk about beating cancer, I'm not going to really beat it because I never will. It will be with me forever. But I'm going to beat it this time. When I mean it, it's like I'll never kill it, but I'm going to get over it. It's like having a cold, and that's the way I got to look at it. Really bad cold that stays with me forever, like asthma and diabetes. It's just flare-ups, like a fibromyalgia. You get people with fibromyalgia, and they get their flare-ups and stuff. So it's like that. It's just a different disease. It's chronic. It sucks, but whatever. I have to deal with it. This is what I got. I got to deal with it head on. And I think once I get over the initial, like, oh my God, you always think death sentence. And I can't keep thinking like that, because you do. I'll be honest with you. Stay positive and things like that. But in the back of your head, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die. So I have to, like, I am. Reality is, we all are. Like I said, I could walk out the door and get hit by the big red bus. Well, I did get hit by the big red bus with this thing. But I could get hit by a truck or a car and, whatever. So the way I have to look at it is, this is what it is, and I just have to deal with the flare-ups, and my treatment is a little bit harsh, and take it as it comes. Might be a different story tomorrow, but today that's the way I look at it. I am staying positive. Please don't, I think you guys can all understand that everything is so new to me right now. It's a different way of dealing with the cancer than I did the last time. Last time it was surgical, bing, bang, boom, gone. This time it's a lot different. I mean, I had radiation last time and that was a pain in the butt, literally. But this time it's a lot different. I have to approach it a lot different. Treatment's way different. I didn't have nearly the kind of side effects I am now, but, it's par for the course. You just got to suck it up, buttercup. Some days it's a little bit worse because you get frustrated and you just get you get down in the dumps. I mean, and you have not more down days than you have positive. Right now you do because, like I said, everything's new. You're dealing with so much in your head. But I think as time goes on, like today I feel good. Yesterday I did the wig thing. It was fun. The sun is out today. The windows are open. I'm breathing some nice fresh air. So we'll see how it goes. That's the only thing I can say. Okay, I'm going to stop because Mr. Jones, Cisco Jones, International Cat of Mystery, wants to go outside. He has to work on a case. It's sunny out. Anyway, bye guys. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Let you know if anything else transpires. Let's hope not, eh? Good day. Positive thinking. Thumbs up. Positive. Peace out. Peace out. And bat like a girl. Bye. Hi, everybody. It's Sunday of the long weekend in May. I think it's the 20th, 21st. I don't know. I'm sitting out here with my girl Skylar. She's say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Yeah. So we're just hanging out in the backyard, enjoying the sunshine and the fresh air. This morning I had a lot of bone pain, actually up until about an hour ago. I took some Tylenol and it seemed to help a little wee bit. But I came up with this thing. I went online and essential oils, which I wasn't really sure of. Here, I'll take those off. Wasn't really sure of. So I was putting coconut oil on because coconut oil is an anti-inflammatory, and it was helping with some aspects of keeping my skin soft, like up in here and stuff. We're still working on that because it's quite dry. Excuse me, but I came across this recipe in regards to neuropathy and actually chemo, if you're going through chemo. And it's a cypress, oh my goodness, marjoram. I think it's rosemary in French, lavender, and this other hill something, I don't know, God, all these words. So anyway, I kind of made up my own, and because Rich, thankfully, had bought me all these beautiful essential oils from one of those fancy places at Christmas. Excuse me, so I got an array of them. I think there's like 16 of them, and it was, they're quite good and potent. Not super potent, but they're good. So anyway, like good grade. I'm funny about ingesting them. You know, I'm just kind of funny about that. So I don't know about ingesting them, especially with all the other medications and stuff that I'm taking. I'm just a little bit odd with that. But I've been reading about lavender oil with your stress levels and all that bunch of stuff, and keeping you calm, helping you sleep, and all that bunch of jazz, which is great. And Sam, thank you very much. You're a great help with that kind of thing. And I'll be asking you probably lots of questions, but about that stuff, because I know that you use the essential oils for a lot of your healing. So anyway, I decided to do frankincense. Frankincense is supposed to be really healing for people with cancer. So I decided to get, I use coconut oil. So I got some coconut oil and I put in a few drops of rosemary. Rosemary is very potent, and I know that because I use it with my cleaning. And it's a beautiful smell. I love it. Some people might think it's very medicinal, but I love the smell of rosemary. I find it to be a nice cleansing smell. I just like it. It can be a little bit harsh on your respiratory, so I mean, you got to do it with your windows open in the summer is great. But I've used rosemary oil for a long time. Same with sage I've used, and a little bit of, it starts with the C. I can't think of it right now. Eucalyptus too. You know, I use those in the bath when I'm not feeling so great with the upper respiratory. Right now, not so much, because I just, because everything going on, I'm not sure about it. So, in the cancer department. So anyway, I decided to do coconut oil as my base. Put 2 drops of rosemary, 2 drops of frankincense, and about 4 drops of lavender. And I mixed it all up. It wasn't a lot. It's just a little wee container that I got from, that you would put butter in or something, or you're taking a dip to work to dip your vegetables in. So just something small. Excuse me. And we have a lot of them because when we moved, we got this. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just got a container. So I start off with that first, and then I add to it, because that's like my base. It's not too strong. And this is what the recipe online wanted, the cypress and some other stuff like that. But sorry, Skylar's walking all over the table. It keeps walking over my glasses. And I don't have that, so I decided to do what I had. Use what I have. So I did. I added a little bit more lavender to it. Probably 6 more drops to get a really nice smell. What's up, little D? You're all over the place. Here, jump down on there. Is that what you want, honey? It's all over. There you go. There you go. She's getting older, you know. You okay? But she wants to be with Mom. Yeah. So, yeah, so I did that. I added, I didn't do any more of the frankincense because I've never really used it before. And so anyway, I did the one more drop of rosemary to give it a little bit more of a scent, because I like to have that. My cancer, I know it's in my lungs, but it's not like a lung cancer. It's metastasized, so I can do smells and smoke and stuff. I can't sit in a smoky room for hours or anything like that, but I don't think anybody can. But I was really concerned about scents and things like that when I first found out, but my chemo doctor, my oncologist, is saying no, that scents and stuff are fine with the type of cancer I have because it's not essentially lung cancer, so I should be fine. So anyway, yeah, I'm using these, I put them on. I mix it up in a little thing, not a lot, like probably 2-3 teaspoons of coconut oil, probably 6 drops of lavender, 2 of the frankincense, 3 rosemary. I think that was it. I have to look at my stash there to say, hey, did I use this? Yeah, and I put it on, and I'm not kidding you, it worked. I'm not kidding you. I was suffering. Like I said, last night I felt the neuropathy come on, or the bone and the muscle pain come on, and it was like, oh God. It came on fast and furious. And the big thing was everyone was saying take Claritin and stuff, so we ran out and got some Claritin at Walmart. I took that, and it did help. It minimalized it. It was still there. I was able to sleep and stuff, but I kept waking up and whatnot. But anyway, nonetheless, this morning it's been a constant. So I took some Tylenol thinking, okay, God, I got to do something. So I checked, and Tylenol is okay to take with Claritin because Claritin is a 24-hour. I have to be careful with, when I was saying about being overwhelmed and stuff, like all the drugs and stuff, I have to keep everything in order and make sure that, this goes okay with this and this is okay, and think about what I've had before and all that bunch of jazz. So everything seemed to work out. So I took the Tylenol, and I waited a couple hours, and it's like, okay, it's still there. It dulls it a bit, but not like the pain is intense. I've not experienced. I have to. Okay. When I used to get my period pain, you can ask Rich, was I would cry. I was be doubled over. He would want to take me to the hospital, inject me with morphine or something because the pain was so incredibly bad. Now I would take Advil and Tylenol. I'd have to wait a good hour before that stuff would kick in, and then finally it would kind of subside. But it was constantly there. This pain was like that. In my legs, up and down my legs, into my hips. And I was just like, oh my God, this reminds me of when I had my period, and it was really not fun. So anyway, excuse me. So I tried this rub, and it worked. I put it on my knees, believe it or not. And I don't know why. I just thought, well, put it on my knees because it's joints, right? My joints are all funny as well. So I put it on my knees, and it's kind of weird the way I think because I don't think like a normal person. I'm thinking that I'm going to put it on my knees because the blood is passing through, going down my one leg, across my ankles, and comes back up. So the blood would carry the essential oils to my muscles and into my bones, and it would do its magic. I know it's weird, but that's the way I think. I don't know if that happens, but that's the way I think. And anyway, I put it on my knees, all over my knees, and not like a slab of it. I just rubbed it in my hands, and I put it on twice, like one coat, and then I put another coat on, and it worked. I'm not kidding you, it really worked. I was very skeptical, but it worked. Now, it could be maybe the Tylenol still in there. We'll see tonight. I won't take the Tylenol tonight. Tylenol should be pretty much leaving my system shortly because it's been at least 4 hours, and we all know that Tylenol doesn't last very long. So wouldn't it be great though if that worked, and if I put it on my chest and it worked on my chest to get rid of the baseball, or on my neck? Yeah, I just thought I would try it on my legs to see, why not? What do I have to lose? It worked. So, yeah, I can't believe it. That's why I'm here. And I actually, listened to me. This morning I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And it's like, I was having a hard time talking on my first video because of my swallowing. It was hurting. So many things were hurting. And now I can't run. But I actually came out and I put up my little twinkle lights that I had purchased at the dollar store. I've always wanted the little fairy lights along my fence, so I put them up this morning. And it took me quite a while because I was in a lot of pain, but I knew I had to move. I have to keep moving. Can't stay sedentary, because if I do that, I'm going to freeze up, and that's not a good thing. So after dinner tonight, Rich's dad is coming over, which is fantastic. Really happy that he's coming for dinner tonight with us. They're going to have some nice pulled pork. Rich got the smoker going. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, there it is. So the meat's on. I don't eat that stuff. I'm having some chicken and some soft food, some macaroni. God, that seems to be my go-to the last week or so. But anyway, but yeah, and just looking forward to having his dad come tonight and stuff, and I'm glad I'm not in as much pain as I was, so it'll be pleasant. I'll be able to come outside and maybe have dinner with them instead of me being inside and them outside. And I'm going to go for a little walk around my courtyard, just, excuse me. When I was sick before, when I had my pulmonary embolisms, I used to, we have like 3 blocks, and there's a small block. Okay, there's a courtyard. Then there's a block around the courtyard, like the block around my condo development. Then there's one to the park. It's a little bit longer. And then there's one to the next park, which is so it's like the mini block, the little block, the medium block, and the big block. And when I was recovering from my surgery last time, that's how I used to do it. I would walk the courtyard. And I had to use a cane and stuff because it was winter time. So I'd walk the courtyard, or the parking lot pretty much. And I would, to stay close in case if I fell or anything like that, people in my neighborhood kind of know who I am. So, and then I would go the bigger block, the next block, and then, work my way up until I could actually walk the whole neighborhood. And I'm talking down to where I would walk right down to where the horses are, which is on Innes Road. It's a good 20-minute walk. And back again. So, Rich will be with me, thankfully, because I don't like to go out on my own, especially when I'm feeling pain. And I said, we'll just do the courtyard, or just the little the wee block. Because if we go a little bit further and I can't get back, you'd have to get the car and come and get me. And I just think that's just stupid, because I wouldn't. I would just persevere through it and be in excruciating pain. And by the time I got home, I'd hope that someone would chop my legs off. So, because that's just the way I am. So I kind of know not to do that. So I'm just going to do the little block. And if I have to walk the little block 5 times, then I walk the little block 5 times. This way I know that I'm close to home. People know who I am. If they see if I'm in trouble. If Rich has to, I'm not a small person. I don't weigh 100 pounds. But if he has to kind of help me walk home, it's not like we're walking a mile. We're walking a little bit. A quarter of a block even. So, yeah, and not saying that he's not strong, because he is, but I mean, could you carry anybody that weighs what I weigh? No, it's a lot, because it's dead weight. So, yeah, I was just pretty happy about that essential oil thing. It really worked. Very skeptical, extremely. I've used them for cleaning. I have. I will not joke. And in my Wiccan work, I use them for cleansing and things like that. But I never really, like for medicinal purposes, I've never even thought of them really. I just like the smell of them, so you kind of whatever. So I know that lavender oil is supposed to be really great for a lot of things, especially stress. So now that I have it in with this rub, it'll come out. And same with sleeping, it helps a lot with sleeping. So I'm going to try that. I don't have a problem falling asleep. I don't have a problem sleeping. I mean, I think that the steroids kind of kept me awake a little bit. And like I said, I had a lot in my head. I'm really stepped back, which is great with that. And my thought pattern is starting to become a little bit more organized, thank God. Because, you're going to go insane if you don't do that. So I'm going to try it tonight. Put a little bit beside my bed on a little cotton ball or something. And, just have a bit of an air in the air, a little bit of scent in the air, and see if that might help me too with relaxing with the legs and all that. I mean, this might be a one-off, I don't know, but hey man, it worked for now, and I'm gonna go with it because it beats taking all the friggin' drugs that I'm already on. In my opinion, I think I'm on a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff coursing through my veins, especially chemotherapy, which is chemical therapy. So yes, I have a lot of drugs in my veins. But what I understand is that the chemo is probably have left my body now. It's been 3 days, so it doesn't take that long to flush out. It takes about 24 to 48 hours. Drank a lot of water, a lot of fluids, and yeah, still trying to drink a lot of fluids. It's hard though for me. I don't know why, but yeah, I think it's the whole swallowing thing. But anyway, yes, and with the swallowing thing, in the mornings before I have anything, I take a very, like a quarter, almost a half a teaspoon of honey. And I take that. I mean, it's not great for my diabetes, but in all honesty, I can take a little bit more insulin, but I find that that's helping with the soothing of my throat a little bit. So maybe I might do it again, like before I go to bed or something like that, to help, heal it. Because honey's supposed to be really, really great. Yeah, so anyway, that's it for now. Oh, geez, 17 minutes, sorry, babbling on about essential oils. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because I was in a lot of pain today with the leg thing. I can still feel it a little bit up in my thighs and going a little bit into my groin. So I'm going to probably put some of that stuff on there to see. But it's muscle and bone. And I was just really, wow, it worked. I don't know if it'll work for anybody else, but it worked for me. So, and it's just me playing around with stuff to see, like how many drops of this and how many, and I go by smell, to be perfectly honest, because I want it to smell relatively nice. But I think that frankincense stuff really, but the mix of the three, or the rosemary, frankincense, and lavender, really good combo maybe. I don't know. Anyway, just thought I'd share. I'll be back later. Bye. Peace out. Bye like a girl. See? Look at the energy. Wow. Bye.